Welcome to Part 3, the final part of the PCC Apprenticeship Orientation. In Part 2, you learned about 3 vital steps to apprenticeship success. In this final part, we will explain in detail the monthly progress report and make sure you're ready to start your program. Let's start by watching a video that goes through all the steps of the process.
Welcome to Trade School. Trade School is the software that uses to track your progress as an apprentice. This video will teach you how to use Trade School to submit your MPR or monthly progress report each month. Apprentices are required to submit an electronic MPR to Trade School every month that they are an apprentice. Submitting your MPR each month is a two-step process. First, you log your hours, and second, you have those hours verified. An MPR is not complete until both processes, logging hours and verifying hours, are complete and accurate. MPRs are due on the 1st of every month and late after the 10th of every month. Even if you didn't work any hours, even if you're in exam referral status, even if you missed a class, even if you're injured, apprentices submit an MPR every single month that they're actively registered to the committee. Okay, let's get started. When you applied to the committee to become an apprentice, you created a Trade School account. Simply use those same login credentials now. Once you have successfully logged into the Trade School system, you will see a number of menus at the top. Choose Apprentice menu. Once you are in the Apprentice menu, you will choose the Hours tab. The hours are where you will submit your MPR. The first thing you will see displayed is the Pending tab. It should automatically show the current month. If for any reason it doesn't, you can simply choose the month you're looking for from this drop-down menu. Once you have confirmed that you're entering hours into the correct MPR, you can start to log your OJT on the job training hours and your RT or related training class hours. You will enter your OJT hours. These are the hours worked at your place of employment under each day, seen here along the top, and in each relevant work process category seen here along the left-hand side of the MPR. This test apprentice is in the Limited Building Maintenance Electrician program, so her work processes may look different than yours, but the process of logging them is the same. Please also note that Trade School uses 2 tabs, one for the first half of the month and a second tab for the second half of the month. You can see that this test apprentice has already logged several hours. If she is ready to continue logging her hours, she will simply click into the box that she wants to put hours. You will notice that the minute anyone clicks into a box, the purple Submit button seen here on the upper right will turn into a green Save button. This indicates to the apprentice that they are adding new data to their MPR. The process of adding hours is simple. Simply put the number that you wish to log in the corresponding box, so that, for example, on the 9th of the month, if this apprentice logged 2 hours in electrical appliances, they would enter it into that box and use the tab key to move down to different work processes on the same day. Perhaps this apprentice also worked an hour in fans, an hour in receptacles, and 4 hours in troubleshooting. She can use the tab key to move all the way down the day and automatically to the following day. Once she has logged all of the hours for the 1st through the 16th of the month, she will simply choose the second tab to move to the second half of the month. Now let's talk about logging related training, or RT hours. These are the hours that you are in class at PCC, and you will find that section at the very bottom of your MPR. RT hours refer to actual hours you are in class. So for example, if a class is scheduled from 6 p.m. to 8:50 p.m., you will enter 3 RT hours on that day. Some things to note about logging class hours. Be very careful to enter your hours on the exact days you were in class and for the correct number of hours. Any slight error will delay completion of your MPR. You can see that this test apprentice has class on Tuesdays, so she has logged 3 hours on the 17th and 3 hours on the 24th. She will also likely add 3 hours on the 31st when she has that class. RT hours will always be entered as full or half hours never smaller increments. And finally, the most important thing, if you are ever absent from class, you must document that on your NPR. So if there was a scheduled class and that class was held, but you did not attend, you must document that on your NPR in the comment section. You can see, for example, if we go back to the first half of the month, this apprentice was absent from class on Tuesday, March 10th. She did not enter any class hours in that spot, and in the comment section, she explained, by noting the absence, clarifying the class it was for, documenting the day that she missed, and telling us why. You do not need to go into any great detail, but we do need to know the class you missed, the day you missed it, and the reason for your absence. If we do not see a comment explaining these items, we cannot process your NPR, and we will be contacting you to fix that discrepancy. When entering OJT and RT hours, you may feel free to go in as often as you like during the month to add and save hours, but it is a good practice to have a written backup. And don't forget that once you click the submit button, you can no longer make changes. Click save as often as you like, but don't hit submit until the end of the month when you are entirely done. And please do not hit submit if you have logged any hours that haven't happened. If you log class hours before you have class or work hours before you have worked them, we will have to reject your NPR and you may have to start over. Please make sure you're not doing that. If by any chance you do send your NPR to your journey worker and you realize you have made an error, immediately contact them and ask them to reject your NPR so you can go back and make the changes. If it's too late and they've already approved your OJT, you must contact the apprenticeship administrator to correct any error. After you have entered all your OJT and all your RT hours for the entire month, please do one last check for accuracy. When you are sure to the best of your knowledge that everything is correct, you will save one last time, and when the green save button turns into a purple submit button, you are free to hit submit. The system will ask you one more time if you are actually ready to submit, and when you hit OK, we are going to move to the second part of the NPR process, which is the verification of the hours you've logged. Once you log your hours, your journey worker has to verify that the OJT you logged is accurate, and your instructor will have to verify that the class hours you logged are accurate. As soon as you hit the purple submit button, you will be prompted to enter the email address for your signing journey worker. This person has already been submitted by your company to the apprenticeship office as an authorized person to sign your NPR. Be sure that the email address you're using is the exact address that they use to log into their account. Click the Send Email button, and now your journey worker will get notified that your NPR is ready for their evaluation. If for any reason they need to reject your NPR, you will receive an email notification with their comments regarding any changes that need to be made. If it is getting close to the 10th of the month and you have not received your confirmation email, it is a good idea to check in with your journey worker. Remember, it is always your responsibility to have your NPR turned in and complete by the 10th of the month. And please submit it as close to the 1st as possible so your journey worker has enough time to verify your hours. Please note that the unemployed option will be visible every month, but you should only ever use that if you are actually unemployed and therefore not able to email a journey worker. This allows you to transmit an NPR to the apprenticeship office without sending it to a journey worker. This online process is all you need to do for verification of your OJT hours. The process for verifying your class hours will depend on what type of class you are enrolled in. If you are currently enrolled in a core APR class apprenticeship, your instructor is logging attendance online in trade school. After your journey worker verifies your OJT hours, apprenticeship staff will have access to your NPR to finish processing. If your instructor is logging attendance in trade school, staff will simply compare the class hours you logged to the class hours that your instructor logged. If they match, they are verified. If there's a discrepancy, we will reach out first to you to clarify. Your MPR will not be processed until any discrepancies are resolved. So please be sure you're checking your email after you've submitted in case we are trying to contact you about an MPR issue. If you are not in one of your core classes, but instead are enrolled in a non-APR or another elective class, this includes your one-day 8-hour safety class, your instructor is not logging attendance online. So staff will have nothing to compare to what you log. In this case, you will need to obtain a physical signature from your instructor to verify the class hours you logged in trade school. Your MPR will not be considered complete and turned in until you have obtained the appropriate instructor verification of these hours. You have two options for this. First, after your journey worker has approved your MPR online, you have access to print out the official electronic version. Simply go to the year of the MPR that you're looking for, and you will see on the far right a print button. Click that button. This will bring up your MPR. At this point, all you have to do is use the Control-P command to print your MPR. It should print landscape automatically. Now you can take this to your instructor and have them sign the instructor portion and you sign the apprentice portion. Remember, if you are submitting one of these supplemental MPRs, it needs to be signed by both you and your instructor. The second option is used if you do not have time to wait until after your journey worker approves your OJT, or if you need a signature mid-month. In this case, you can use a blank handwritten NPR. These forms are available both online and in a hard copy outside of the apprenticeship office. If you need to use a blank handwritten NPR, just write in the class hours that you logged in trade school that need to be verified, and be sure you are using the MPR for your program. Just like the other option, you will have your instructor sign it, and you will sign it. If you are submitting this additional MPR, you may hand it in person to any apprenticeship administrator, or you may email an electronic version to apprenticeship@pcc.edu. No matter your situation, it is always in your best interest to turn your MPR in as close to the first of the month as possible in case you end up needing to fix something. Errors are very common and can usually be fixed quickly, but if they are not fixed until after the 10th, your MPR is late. The deadline on the 10th is not flexible and it is not negotiable. Be sure you are planning ahead. Every late MPR can impact your status as an apprentice, and nothing will derail your progress more quickly than turning in late MPRs. And that's all there is to it. We know the first couple of times submitting your MPR can seem overwhelming, but you will get used to the process and be an old pro before long. Always let us know if you need help, and don't forget to log out.
So to review, submitting your MPR on the first of the month is a two-step process. First, you log your hours with the trade school software, and then you get those hours that you have logged verified. Your MPR is not processed until all hours are logged, verified, and your MPR is error-free. Turn your MPR in on the first, and you will always have plenty of time. Do not wait to turn in your MPR. We know that navigating the world of registered apprenticeship can seem daunting. Never be afraid to ask questions. So let's talk next steps. At your registration meeting, you and a representative of your employer will be brought before the committee. Sometimes the committee sees apprentices one at a time, sometimes in groups. It just depends on the individual circumstances of each applicant. Once you are registered to the committee, your records will be moved from the application section to the apprentice section of trade school, and you will be able to see your status as an apprentice and log hours. Please give us 48 hours after your registration meeting to complete this process, and then log on using your existing credentials. After your registration meeting, you will receive a welcome letter in the mail. Please keep this letter for your records. And finally, if you are an electrical apprentice, you will not be able to log even one OJT hour without your apprentice license. Please confirm with the apprenticeship administrator how you will get your license. And don't forget to register for your classes. If you have any remaining questions about anything contained in this presentation, please feel free to bring them to the attention of apprenticeship staff or to your registration meeting. Thank you again for your attention. Good luck.